Before the opening ceremony, I'm very pleased to introduce a brilliant and honorable keynote speaker, Professor Jae Kyu Lee of Xi'an Jiaotong University and KAIST. The title is, Can the Bright Origin-Based E-Commerce Be Possible? He's the founder of ICEC and Bright Internet Initiative. Please welcome Professor Lee.
안녕하세요. 반갑습니다. Today I have to speak in English because there's international participants. The title that I picked today is Can the Bright Origin-Based E-Commerce Be Possible? The organizers asked me to finish this presentation as short as possible. And my conclusion is it should be possible. And it seems like be possible. But I want to report to you how I have made effort to make it possible so far. So I will explain why Bright Origin approach is necessary. Bright means trustable origin. Email sender is trustable. E-commerce partner is trustable. Then that's a Bright Origin, what I mean. So if the other part is origin is organization, how can we trust it, that organization? Or how can we trust an individual? Individual's email is trustable, the Bright email. It's a e-commerce member, user member is trustable, we call B member, Bright member. And then the cloud platform in Korea and China, if that platform adopt Bright Origins approach, then that cloud is Bright Cloud. And many clouds are mixed and federated and internationally related. And if the internet exchange, Korea has an internet gateway, China has a Shanghai gateway, for instance, we are studying. If they have a Bright index, then we can measure how much all the information from that exchange, national internet, can be trustable. Then the other part will feel, oh, that partner is trustable. The question is, can the origin can have a motivate? Individual can have such motivated. Do you have a motivation to make yourself trustable by saying, I'm identifiable person. I don't want to give my private information, but my third party will assure me I am trustable person. That's identifiability. So if people feel it's beneficial to have a credit card so that I can be trusted, likewise in the e-commerce platform, in email platform, if I assure I'm trustable, identifiable, if I commit any crime, you can detect me because I can say that because I will not take crime. That is Bright Origins. However, malicious criminal organizations will not promise it. So that's like a person without credit card. So we do not say it's a criminal person, but we cannot assure we will not sell you without guarantee to pay it. So that's the basic concept. So I'll explain. This is criminal record, roughly very serious criminal records. And this is trend, IT trend study by Society for Information Management. It's a congregation of CIO in the USA and Europe. They made the annual survey, what is top 10 key important IT issues. Top issue during last 4 years was security, cybersecurity, and privacy. So that's their concern. So, but they don't have answer. Cybersecurity is growing industry. They say cybersecurity is growing industry means society become more dangerous. What is the answer? We don't know, but there's opportunity. No, there's more risk. So that's why I suggested, let's make a society more bright, trustable. Instead of just protecting myself, let's make ourselves trustable and expand that community bigger. That's a bright internet approach. This is e-commerce fraud management perspective, global and Asia Pacific. Asia Pacific, the dark one, extremely important, and the blue means very important. So business strategy consider fraud management very serious. So this is now, I'm trying to contrast what's the bright internet. Some of you may be already familiar. Current system, crime is generated by origin, but receiver should be cautious not to be harmed. That's a protective cybersecurity paradigm. We do not say we will be able to trace the malicious origin. We gave up and tried to protect myself, make my wall higher. But when we make a survey, origin should take more responsibility, and deliverer should take more responsibility. That's a preventive medicine. Like COVID-19, we need the preventive medicines. But we want to have privacy protection and the freedom of expression of innocent netizens. Three goals are the goal of bright internet. So we proposed the concept and made the initial design and validation, but there was no system built so far. So I went to China and tried to make a consortium and develop a prototype system during the last 3 years. The five principles, among five principles, origin responsibility. Origin should take more responsibility. How we can realize it? And identifiable anonymity. Identifiability means if criminal person can be identified who is a real person, that will be great, but it is impossible. But innocent people volunteer. You can identify me. But I do not want to give my real name. Just my email name is anonymous, but it's identifiable. That's a bright email. And we will apply for e-commerce and organizations and the e-commerce and the bright cloud. That's the scope that I will briefly mention. Bright origin organizational perspective, your email system will protect you at the receiver side. But bright internet means let's not send out from the origin. That's outbound spam filtering. That's the opposite way. Because 68% of emails are spam mails. Why not? Good organizations protect from the origin. And identifiable anonymity, B-mail means reconcile preventive cybersecurity and the privacy. Email address can be anonymous. In that sense, I can, for instance, this email address, J.K. Lee, some of you may know, but people who do not know me do not know what this name means. But if I assure this is B-mail, they can identify who really the owner of this email account. If we can give such a trust internationally, globally, then we can make the cyberspace more trustable. However, if a crime is detected, a legitimate organization can ask to detect the real name wherever he stays, whether in Korea, and in China, or in other country. In that sense, it's a global bright internet is necessary. This was a project consortium that I have made with the 4 companies and the Tsinghua University and other Hong Kong University. And a good news or bad news is that for the origin validation, Tsinghua University has been studied a very long time, so I have a very high expectation. I respect their work. But what they can assure is if the origin is trustable, we can identify the origin. If it really criminal organization, we cannot. So that was the limitation of research made so far about source validation. So it is inevitable to make a bidirectional approach, detect negative evidences, and expand the positive evidences. Positive evidence means certify the positive individual or positive organization as with the name of Bright Index or certification, and expand it, just like credit card expanded globally. But negative one, let's mitigate it. This is architecture, and made these layers. We need a protocol for negative evidence management and positive evidence management, and the data layer database sharing for these information. On top of that, individuals and organization and cloud. On that platform, we can use e-commerce, Bright e-commerce. So this is the inbound side. We detect malicious things, but outbound means certification. Organization or individual can be certified. So Bright origin, this is a data that we collected from a campus. You see the outbound spam mail and inbound spam mail, the number is nearly the same. I thought the campus is very clean place not to send out malicious mails, but it was compromised. However, to control inbound, 5% of inbound is 261,000. Outbound is just 108. So it's 400 times more effective. If everybody control their organization not to send out malicious things, the effort is 1 out of 4,000 times. So socially, we are paying much high cost now by just protecting their own. And we made the experiment for the time. 4 weeks is a unit of the time here. At time T 25, we made control of outbound mails. And the other group is we did not control. So you see, after control, it's declined. Outbound was declined. But without control group, it was fluctuated. So after the control, spam ratio of a controlled one declined, it becomes 0. If we continue this effort, this organization will not send out malicious mail to outside. Then we can, it's worth to give the certificate. This organization is Bright organization. That's the organization certification concept. How can, with the benefit of such a certificate, it's a social responsibility. Climate change is primary criteria of social responsibility, but cybersecurity become also index for the social security. And Baidu, either Google in China, they have, if harmful content is detected, they are legally responsible. So they report ESG report for protection of consumer rights and interest law. That's organization level. Individual level, who have real ID information? Telephone company or credit card company, bank, they have naturally have real ID information. So we make a partnership with them, and they give just identifiability tag, not the any private information. Then email certified by them can be Bright email. And there are about 10 fraud prevention strategies according to Global Fraud Report. Most of them are related email or ID or phone number. If we can identify the other side, we can trust more. That's the top. Out of 10, 5 of them are from identifiability. But concern is how we can widely use and most effective. Some of them are in the blue box, but some of them are less used, less effective. That's why we try to make a email which can be more effective and widely used. This is the architecture. If telco and the credit card company certify their customer, and if my phone company assure I'm identifiable person while they issue a Bright email account, and that account can be used as a member ID in e-commerce. Phone number in Korea cannot be global, but email name can be global. So it can be used for Bright internet platform commerce, Bright. If the users are identifiable, then we call a Bright e-commerce. And if a social network, I think people's behavior will be more trustable and reliable. So we can give the email receiver gain trust from receiving side and trust of e-commerce partners. So we can make a synergy of both phone number, B-mail, B-member, and B-commerce. That's what we want to achieve. And we can apply in the cloud platform. In China, we are making a cloud platform at the Yopo, is a data center. They make a email service and this kind of service in that cloud. And we can extend to Korea and globally. And one internet exchange layer in China, new internet is the Shanghai Internet Exchange. They try to make an origin security index to give how secure, trustable, all the outcome from this network. So they need to measure cloud level, organization level, individual level. Aggregated score is at the internet exchange level. The conclusion is we can make a Bright origin as individual and organization and cloud level and also internet exchange level. What should the Korea do? Korea can do the same thing, and we can make a joint research for the international matter between Korea and China. And this ICEC conference is a good place to discuss how to realize this one. We are trying to conduct how to validate before this system is built. So many researchers here, how we can make experiment, this is reasonable, how to design the benefit of the business. We are going to make a survey globally with the SIM. And we try to make market-driven approach at maximum, but we may need some policy support to make it without giving burden to individuals. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your impressive keynote speech. Thank you, Professor Lee.